Hello, everyone. This is Duran's Healing, and welcome to tonight's Healing Circle. For those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel, where I provide weekly energetic updates for the collective. And as I began to blaze this fire tonight, gather around and contribute your very powerful energy. Whether it be a like, a share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And with that being said, I would like to jump right into the stones to see what's going on out here in the cosmos. And the message that's speaking the loudest is coming from your spirit guides, your ancestor team, or your higher team. And the stone is landing in the mineral with a huge space around it. What I'm hearing is that it's your magnetic field. Some of you in the collective may be feeling the weight of your energy right now, or that your energy may be feeling heavy right now, but this is due to the positioning you're in on the spread of things in the cosmos. Because what I'm gathering here is that some of you in the collective are almost like creating this force field, this energetic force field around yourself that's really magnetic. On one end, I'm seeing this space as you holding this energetic container, maybe not being able to associate with certain types of vibrations right now, certain types of energetic wavelengths, because you're maintaining your position. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing here. But what I'm also gathering here is that there is a reason for this magnetic space that you're in. I don't know, it's magnetizing something or pulling something in for you. But the closest thing that I can see based on the shells here that would give me any indicator of what's going on in this void-like space that you're in, this stone here, your path of wisdom. And this stone speaks to the pooling of the energy towards something, towards a greater understanding, because I'm hearing here that it's about human relationships, human behavior, and your understanding about human connectivity. And somehow you being in this space or in this container, it is pulling that answer to you, or pulling the energies to you. But this positioning is also interesting because I can tell that there is a line here. There is still an energetic line here that's holding back these energies. For some of you in the collective, not only are you maintaining a certain energetic vibration around you, what I'm also seeing is that people may not can reach you, or there's something here about limitations or limiting access. This isn't necessarily something you're desiring to do. However, the energy that you're holding is creating this line being drawn out here so that there is no interference, is what I'm gathering here. I'm not particularly sure why this line is here. I can just see that behind it there's a lot of shells piled up here, letting me know there's a lot of energies wanting to come towards this pool, wanting to come towards this magnetic field of yours, but their access is being limited here. On the grander scheme of things, as I look further in the shells here, is something is really happening by you holding this line. Something magical, something powerful is happening in the paradigm that you live in, because what's on the other side of these people or these energies that are seeking out this gravitational pull or this access to this energy, by you holding this line or holding this energetic field, it is quite literally rattling the bones, but the bones of the earth, rattling the core of this planet, shaking things up is what I'm gathering here. You're doing the shaking. I'm seeing this more like a chemical reaction that's going on in the planet around you, in the energies around you, because I'm hearing metabolism. There's something in the metabolism that causes a chemical reaction. Yeah, in the body that turns the food, the liquid into energy. By you holding this line, it is creating this energetic reaction in the paradigm around you. Turning over these outdated thinkings, these perspective about how people should move on one end, but on the other, I'm gathering here, this is about an update in the system. You're shaking things out of the old and into the new energetically. Somehow the shaking up of the core, of the vibration around you, is causing this light to be sent out, or this food and liquid to be turned over into energy. Something about your pool, this magnetic energy in the earth around you, is shifting the tides of things and making your energy be viewed as light. An energetic reaction here is what I'm gathering here. Therefore, people are seeing you in a new light, in a new way. Oh, what I'm gathering here for some of you in the collective is that this holding of the space or holding the container is causing a reaction in people around you, causing this chemical reaction, energetic reaction, but it's also triggering, shaking people up, shaking up the way people have once viewed you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Seeing you in one way, but now that the tide has turned, now that this shaking is occurring, but I'm seeing this as you're serious. They may have been playing around before. They may have thought what you were speaking about and who you were was something in conversation, but now you're holding the energetic line, creating this force field around you, so much so that they themselves do not have this capacity or avenue to even get in contact with you for some of them. But I'm also seeing here is that some people may not have the energetic vibration to access you because you're holding this line. Therefore, instead, they're receiving the effects of you holding this energetic container, ultimately rising the energetic frequency of this planet up, just like the light. And somehow they're feeling this. Somehow they're being triggered by this. Somehow it's causing a reaction amongst the crowd and the paradigm around you. You're really shaking things up is what I'm hearing here. And also what this shaking of the earth is doing on the other side of this energetic crowd is there's something here, is very unique compilation of stones. I'm seeing the bone to pick inside of the spirit ring on top of the creativity ring, landing in the earth. Very interesting. And what I'm downloading here is that as you sit in this energetic container, in understanding human behaviors, human interactions, human connectiveness, there's something in you that's trying to figure out what the problem is, what the challenge and issue that comes up with people's inability to build community, to be together with one another. As you sit in this high vibration, there's something here along your journey that was also an issue for you. I'm seeing this bone like you may have had it buried inside of you for quite some time, is what I'm gathering here. But somehow this energetic container is forcing you to see the spirit inside of that problem, inside of that issue, a larger perspective as you shake up the ground, as you rock the inner core of the earth's atmosphere. shaking things up. You're shaking up the way you even view the very issues that plagued you, that sits inside of your cells. And what you're coming to find out is the very depth of your creation came with you uncovering this bone, came with you wanting to figure out what the problem was. And as you dug deeper, as you tried to push this issue down, now this shaking is rising it up to the surface. You're realizing your creative endeavors was a part of this initiation, was a part of you wondering and trying to figure out what these issues that were buried deep in you were. You express this confusion, this wondering, this puzzle in you out by creation, creating certain avenues for yourself, creating certain expressions for yourself, and you're realizing that it was for a grander purpose. It was for a higher purpose. And now as you sit in this space, you're realizing that. Very interesting message here. But I'm also getting another download in this very unique compilation of shells. What I'm downloading here is that some of you in the collective may have found an issue that stayed prevalent in the world around you, in your family system. Maybe it was hidden for quite some time, but you still had this bone. I'm seeing like a dog and a bone. You took it and buried it in the ground, giving you an indicator that something was here. Like you did not want to lose out on this thing that you knew something about. I'm not sure. It's like you have something, or were getting closer to the truth of something, but you did not have the full picture. You did not have all the pieces. So you took this bone and buried it in the ground. But as you sit in this elevated or this gravitational like state, rising the frequencies up, what I'm seeing here very uniquely is like you're moving the tectonic plates in the earth. And it's uncovering that this bone that you had an issue with, this issue that was ringing, that you took a piece of, serving as a reminder that you will always work on this issue. You will always come back to this and try to put it together and figure it out. Somehow in this elevated state of yours, the tectonic plates are moving and it's shaking the grounds of things. What I'm seeing is that not only was this bone an indicator to you that you had an issue that you were going to constantly work on until you figure it out, but what I'm seeing here in the shift in the tide is that it was a part of a fossil, like a dinosaur bone. Like it was a part of a skeletal system, and now that the ground is shaking, is revealing to you the larger picture. That is what has sent you on this creative endeavor to begin with, to even take up this cross of something so heavy, knowing that the answer will come. Now the tide has turned. And this creativity that I'm seeing is your ability to extract or to pull out key informations, no matter how difficult the issue is. You may not have the full story just yet, but you did not throw the baby out with the bathwater. You kept key pieces of it. You kept it alive. You kept it buried. And now you're realizing it's a part of a skeletal system here that is revealing itself in the paradigm. A larger picture towards something here. This is a very interesting message. Wow. At this time, thank you all for joining me in this very interesting read here. And at this time, I would like to shift the energy a bit to dissect a little bit of these very large messages to see what the higher energy has in store for us. And if you stayed thus far, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And for starters, I would like to look up this snake vertebrate that's shaking things up. And then I would like to look at this very complex spread of stones, which was about the bone to pick, this issue that was either buried within you or buried in the ground that was connected to a much larger picture. And as I was shuffling the cards, I felt called to pull on this magnetic space that some of you are in right now to get a better insight on why that's happening for some of you in the collective. I also pulled cards on the snake vertebrae, which was speaking to what you're rattling in the world around you, and also the complicated or complex pile of stones that spoke to this bone that was rising up. And the first download in terms of this magnetic space, the cards that came out were Parallel Universe, Visions, Leader, Rise Above, Spiritual Boundaries, and Destiny. And what I'm downloading here is that some of you in the collective have this access to this parallel universe, or this universal strand of energy that has been running alongside of you along your journey. You've been connected to this energetic strand throughout your childhood. You saw this through your visions. You saw this parallel universe, or somehow was connected to it by way of your visions, your dreams, your insight is what I'm gathering here. But somehow you, being a leader, a spiritual leader, if I will, energetically taking care of yourself, aligning your spiritual body with this most core frequency, it has merged you into this parallel universe, merge you directly alongside of this energetic strand of consciousness, and now you're able to pull from it. Now you're able to draw in the energies up, and I'm just seeing your frequency so close to this thread of energy, and it is fueling you up. It is calibrating your energy up to a very expansive level, and it's truly radiating outside of you. And you merging with this energy is of high caliber, which keeps your energy on a heightened level, making you repel out energies or frequencies that might not be in congruence with this vibration you're carrying, creating this energetic force field around you, rising you above. Spiritual boundaries came out, keeping you protected. But what I'm hearing the other world say is like, though it may appear or make you feel like you're isolated, but I'm hearing insulated. You're insulated as a form of protection, away from certain energies and vibration, so that your destiny can materialize itself by you connecting with the right wave of frequencies that are moving throughout the cosmos right now, is what I'm hearing here. Very interesting message. And in terms of what this energy is doing to the world around you, as you hold this line, as you stay connected with this powerful strand of energy, I'm just seeing it pull you in, or pull things out of you that you've envisioned but is connected to your destiny. While it's doing that, it is also shaking the core of this earth, shaking the very paradigm that you live in up, is what I'm gathering. And the cards that came out were Portal, New Age, Confirm Your Senses, You Know Where You're Going, Compassion, and Turbulence. And what I'm downloading here is that as you hold this forward, it is somehow creating this energetic portal to open. That's why people are feeling this rattle. It is a part of you opening up a new portal, opening up a new paradigm in the world around you. New Age came out. a new age way of being, a new age thinking, a new age consciousness that you're producing out of this bubble is what I'm getting here. Shaking things up, breaking things out of the old and into the new age of frequency, into this new vibration that you're connected to. Oh, people are feeling your shift. People are triggered by this rattling that you're doing energetically in the grander scheme of things. But what it's also doing is also allowing you to self-actualize, is what I'm hearing here. Confirming your senses, or confirming what you sense to be true, and materializing it, manifesting it, drawing it in frequently on the very ground that you walk on. Oh, this confirming your senses is also something else. This is not just something that I'm seeing you going out and terrorizing the community around you, but this is done in a very a spiritual way. Like confirming all these aspects of yourself. You may feel the sensory overload as your body physiologically starts to merge with this frequency around you. Though you know where you're going, your body is starting to catch up with it. Some of you may be feeling this lapse in time, lapse in the energy, or lapse in your energy, feeling a bit more drained, feeling a bit more tired as the energies around you merge with the frequency of the very vibration of the earth, confirming that who you are is what you are and what you have always been. Because you knew where you were going all this time. You were waiting for the right alignment, the right divine energy. There's something about this that you knew this was coming. This passion in your heart for humanity, this passion and this drive that you had for spirituality had led you here along your way. And not only passion, you had this compassion, this heartfelt energy for the very people around you. This was also a motivating factor. You feeling the senses, feeling the feelings of the very people around you, which let you know something must change. Things could not keep going energetically in this same way, in this same fashion. The compassion of your heart from the people around you also led you to shake things up, to move you closer to this thread of consciousness. And though right now I'm seeing this void appear, the turbulence you will feel is the materialization or the merging of all of these energy once it connects fully. Once this rattling turns over, because the rattling, the triggering, this chemical response is only the beginning. There is a manifestation. There is something coming down off of this wave of energy that you've been envisioning, that you've been seeing over and over again, connecting you to this parallel universe that is allowing you to open up this portal so this new age can come through. So this new age consciousness, this new age wisdom, this new age can finally birth itself out, causing people to think and to realize that you were who you said you were all along. Very powerful message in the cards. And the third thing I pulled cards on was about this bone to pick. It was a very vague and large and abstract message, but hopefully the cards can pull it down for us a bit. And the cards that came out were outer worldly experience, release fear, 2:30 a.m., outcast, 000, within this dimension, and ancestral calling. And what I'm downloading here is that this bone to pick has everything to do with your spiritual journey, or this otherworldly experience you had throughout your life. I'm just seeing some of you having very wild experience that you could not put words to, that you could not articulate. to people around you. And instead, there was this marker, like you may have wrote this down and put a bookmark in it. Oh, that was that bone with the dog who put the bone in the ground. Something about this placing or this marker in the soil, you cementing this otherworldly experience, but something in your body did not want to let it go. It was a flag in the ground for you to come back to, knowing that this powerful experience that you had was for a reason. And something about matriculation, maturing, you growing up was a part of this, releasing fear. Something about this energy had to expand itself, had to grow, had to break you out of the fear of things. And somehow this breaking you out of fear was a part of you being an outcast, being pushed to the side, being this nomad, being someone a little bit more eclectic than the world around you. But the otherworldly experience that you have had has made you different. And you had to release this fear. You had to get to a 000 base level in order for you to fully make sense or see the spirituality or the spiritual side of what you were bookmarking, of what this bone was about. And now that you're starting to be in this space, or now that you're connecting with this otherworldly thread of consciousness, putting you in this void, some of you may be waking up at 2:30 a.m. Something about the wee hours of the night that is pulling in the pieces or making sense of what you have experienced. Yeah, this fossil that I was seeing, this bone, was a part of a much larger depiction of what you were dealing with. And truth of the matter here is that this bone was almost like a key for you to access energetically to this other world, to this parallel universe. You have always been connected to it. This bone was an energetic hub, an energetic container you kept in the side, you kept to the back of your body, and you always went there when you felt outcast, when you felt isolated, and you begin to cultivate it. You begin to pick off the dust of this bone, and you realizing that the reason why you were putting it off to the side and cultivating it was because it had to remain pure. The energy of this bone being buried and hidden away was because it had to be revealed out into this dimension in a very unique way, without being untouched, without being configured in a certain way, conformed by society. And this 000 lets me know you maintain the purity of this frequency, being able to tap in and out of it within this dimension, going in and out of a different world, a different space that you were able to go into when you were outcast. And now that this space is here, now that this ground is being rattled, the truth is being revealed that this was a part of your ancestral calling. This is the larger picture. This is why it was bookmarked. This is why it was buried, so that it can be released within this dimension, untouched, untamed, so that you can hear your ancestral calling on a ground level, on the ground of this very paradigm. And now that you know, you're playing such a key part with changing the vibration, changing the frequency of rattling the bones of people around you, because you maintain this pure light energy within yourself, knowing how to tap into it, knowing where to access it, because you bookmarked it. So now that this otherworldly space that you're touching is revealing to you your ancestral calling at this time, which is an anthropologist, a philosopher, being able to articulate how you did it, how you cultivated such a pure light energy and maintained it,
Maintain your authentic frequency. Maintain this space while people are being rattled in the world around them. As the shift is occurring, you're holding the void. You're holding this energetic container, lifting the vibration of humanity. Wow, very large message here in the cards. Thank you all for joining me in tonight's healing circle. And with that being said, I would like to take the time to come down and close out tonight's reading. And I will see you all at the next.